Я тікаю Кассандра, і гріваю подраз. Отмівала разум, убивала музиканта. Тим не менее я рядом был и верила аллегория. Я тікаю Кассандра, і гріваю подраз. Отмівала разум, убивала музиканта. Тим не менее я рядом был и верила аллегория. Я тікаю Кассандра, і гріваю подраз.
Hi people, this is our dogs. We love them, they love us, but the problem is not the dogs, it's the owners. We grow them, they are part of our family, we play with them, but if the dogs have wrong owners, the dog will be wrong. So please.
All right, pay attention, Hokey Pokeys. We're going to give you 3 pro tips on how to get your dog to walk perfectly on a leash next to you. Starting with tip number 1. It starts at the doorway. If you can't get your dog to maintain a beautiful sit, stay, and pay attention to you at the doorway and be calm, then you're setting yourself up for disaster as soon as you go out the front door. Pro tip number 2, and that is when you are on the walk, you are giving your dog a job to do. And what is that job? It is a game we call Follow the Leader. Now, what is that game? That means if I pick up pace, or I slow down, or I come to a stop, my dog knows to do that because he is following the leader on the walk. Leads us to tip number 3. Now, tip number 3 is if we're walking on the leash and he's in that perfect position and he's following the leader, that is the time to reward. That is the time to reach down and let him know he's a winner. That's when you pull out the treats and you mark and you pay and you let him know it pays to be a winner. All right, that's 3 quick tips on how you get your dog to walk like a pro. Now, if you want to learn more about how you can get your dog to walk perfectly on a leash, we just dropped a brand new course called The Perfect Walk, available right now at DIYcanine.com. We hope to see you there.
How I feed my pit bull puppy. Kibble with water. Raw chicken bites. 100% pure pumpkin. Sardines in water. 1 pump of salmon oil. Now mix. Add his chicken nuggies chicken heart. Serve in slow feeder. Because this MF eats too fast. Always have him sit before eating. Now eat up, pup.
4 things that are a priority in training your puppy. Number 1, that's going to be potty training. There's 2 primary points you want to focus on with potty training. That's going to be your schedule and that's going to be your structure. All right, and structure is the way that you set up your house, the way that you set up your kennel, the way you set up your routine with your puppy day in and day out. The schedule is going to be your potty and feeding schedule. So make sure that you feed your puppy with adequate time afterward to take them potty. Make sure you withhold food and water in an adequate time before you put them to bed, depending on their age. Number 2, that's going to be leash training, teaching your puppy to walk on a loose leash. Start this off on day 1 from the time you get your puppy home. Don't let them practice pulling on that leash. Number 3 is going to be teaching your puppy to stay, and the reason why that's super important is because it helps us teach that puppy self-control, which is a big factor with puppies. They don't know how to control themselves. They don't know how to control their mouths, their paws, right? So teaching your puppy how to stay properly already taps into that development of their self-control, the ability for themselves to regulate what they're doing. Number 4, that's going to be teaching your puppy a come command, and that's for safety primarily. So teaching your puppy to come when called, that's going to ensure their safety. If you're in an area that's busy and you need them to come back to you, you say their name, you say come, they move back in your direction. That's going to make sure that they're safe.
So before we can start heeling with movement, we want them to have an understanding of what heel means. So here I'm teaching Vinny the correct position of heel before we start adding in movement. I guide him with treats in my hand, but I don't allow him access to those treats until he's in the right position. So right here, he wants those treats so bad, he's trying everything to get them. I don't allow him to have any, but as soon as he hits the correct position right here, I mark and reward. By doing it this way, we're creating a foundation for the dog to understand what we want from them. Now that he knows the correct position of heel, I take away the guidance, which is the treats in my hand. Now that we have that down, we can start incorporating movement. This whole process is teaching him a foundation, an understanding, and the command without any pressure. We can now rely on his understanding and the foundation that we have created to incorporate this in new environments and different places.
Only time his bitch want to listen. Why the hell you look so damn happy? This what you want? Huh? Here.
How I keep my room smelling good with a pit bull puppy. I change her blanket at least to X a week so it doesn't hold odor, and clean her cage with vinegar daily. I clean her toys every other day with vinegar and boiling hot water. I let her cage air dry, then put it back together. She gets a bath every day or every 2 days. I know it can dry her skin out, but she gets moisturized with oil. I blow dry her after her bath so she doesn't smell like a wet dog. She's starting to love her cage.
This my little doggy dude, getting chunky, eating all the food. Snuggles and he's pretty, singing cute. That's my little dude. Way too many toys up in the room, and this.
Are you ready? Are you ready? Boy down. Good boy. Boy wait. Okay, yes. Good boy. Boy stay. Boy come. Good boy. Bully, drop. Good boy. Leave it. Bully, heel. Good boy. Bully, look at me. Good boy. Look at me. Good boy. Bully, paw. Good boy. Bully, watch. Good boy. Yes, 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 yes. Good boy. Bully, deal. Good boy. Good boy. Good boy. Yes, yes, yes. Good boy.
The most amazing facts about Rottweilers. The Rottweiler was originally used by the Romans as they began to settle in Germany. Rottweilers should be calm, confident, courageous, and never shy. The Rottweiler can weigh from 85 to 130 pounds and live up to 11 years of age. The Rottweiler is not a highly excitable dog. It's also smart, adaptable, and has a strong desire to work. Since the Rottweiler is a German breed, its name can be pronounced as Rottweiler, the German way, or Rottweiler in the United States. Both pronunciations are acceptable. Rotties rank in the top 10 smartest dog breeds. Rottweilers rank the 8th most popular breed among all the 193 breeds and varieties registered by the AKC. Rottweilers have a massively strong bite due to their large head. Rottweilers have a 328-pound bite force, stronger than pit bulls and German shepherds. This is almost half the bite force of a shark. Due to the bad press the Rottie gets, it has been banned in certain areas of the United States. Despite their large size, Rottweilers believe they are lapdogs and will try to crawl up on your lap to cuddle. Because of its powerful jaws, you will need tough, indestructible toys for your Rottie to play with. The Romans used the Rottweiler to drive cattle and to pull carts for farmers and butchers. Once the railway and paved roads were put into place, the Rottweiler nearly became extinct as their services were no longer needed. Since this breed was no longer needed for farmers, they began to be used in police work, for which they are well suited. After World War II, the breed started becoming more popular. At the time, it was primarily known as an excellent obedience dog. It's thought that the first Rottweiler came to the US in the late 1920s with a German immigrant. The first Rottweiler registered by the American Kennel Club was in 1931 and named Steine von Felsenmeer. American Rottweilers are different from German ones. American Rottweilers have a docked tail, although breeders are beginning to change this trend to the normal intact tail. German Rottweilers have long tails and are also larger in size. Celebrities like Will Smith, Bruno Mars, Hayden Panettiere, and Leonardo DiCaprio all have or once had a Rottweiler. All Rottweilers have a standard black color with brown markings on their face, chest, and paws. The brown markings may come in color variations of tan, rust, or mahogany. So, do you know any other facts about Rottweilers? Comment it. Our next video will be the world's 10 most poisonous animals. Subscribe to stay tuned.
What I feed my 3 Rottweilers. 2 eggs with shells. Half a pound of ground turkey. Salmon oil 1 tablespoon. Mash with hand until it looks like this. Beef bone broth with vegetables. Cream cheese. Chicken drumstick. Can't forget chicken feet.
You know, instead of waiting for a good day to happen, you know, waiting around through ups and downs, you know, I just said, look.
We're gonna have a good day, and all my homies wanna ride today, and all these mommies look fly today, and all we wanna do is get by today. Hey, we're gonna have a good day, and ain't nobody gotta cry today.
For what is a man? What has he got? If not him.
Hello and welcome to the Siberian Husky Academy. I'm Dominic Ferretto. Today we're going to talk about the best way to feed your husky. Should you opt for dry food or raw food? Let's begin. Before elaborating on the subject, it is important to note that the husky is a very strong dog but has a very sensitive stomach. That's why we cannot feed him with just about anything. Whether your dog is very active or rather calm, whether he is older or still in the growth process, you should always privilege dog food that is free of or that has very little cereal like corn or wheat. The husky has a very hard time digesting them. If you opt for the dry food option, pay attention to its composition, making sure that the main ingredient is good quality meat or fish. To choose the best dry food, opt for one that is oriented towards Nordic dogs or dogs with sensitive stomachs. The price is a little higher because the basic ingredients are of a higher quality. When analyzing the nutriments, I like to see 32 or 33% of raw protein and 16 to 17% of fat. As far as the daily dosage is concerned, it is very personal from one dog to the next. This will vary depending on the physical activity of your dog, his age, etc. But don't worry, you can find all the necessary information on the back of the bag of food you buy. If, on the other hand, you choose to feed your dog with fresh food, the results are often impressive. I have to admit that for a long time I fed my dogs with homemade food. There are lots of advantages but also many inconveniences. This has to be done seriously, respecting the ratios of raw meat and fiber found in fruits and vegetables, because if the ratios are not respected, the dog will have deficiencies. Some brands propose frozen recipes that are all ready to be served. It's a type of food that huskies love and that never gives them diarrhea. But with my experience, I recommend this type of food only when all important nutrients are found in it. To conclude, do not give dry food that is full of cereal or chicken powder. This is a sure rendezvous with diarrhea. Nor should you give raw meat without fiber, because then constipation will be your issue. Be aware of the good quality of the food you give to your husky. If it is well balanced, your dog will be in very good health and therefore very happy. The advice that I have given you today are good for most Huskies. However, in some situations, the recommendations could be very different. Do not hesitate to ask your vet for advice. Thank you. Until next time.
Very good. Good job with her. Good job. Okay. Let's lead up. Lead up. Lead up. Lead up. Lead up. Very good. Good job. Roll over.
The galaxy is going to hell.
Good job with
Hello and welcome to a new Animal Wise video. Today we're going to explain everything you need to know about the Siberian Husky. The Siberian Husky was born in the Chukchi tribe, the main developers of the breed. For centuries, the Siberian Husky was used to hunt for food and transport it to settlings. They were also used for trade with other villages. The Chukchi cared for and respected the Siberian Husky. They lived with them and fed them carefully. The great confidence they had in this noble animal also led them to sleep beside them, especially children and women, who enjoyed the warmth of their bodies and helped them to withstand the freezing Siberian temperatures. Physical characteristics. Huskies are strong and muscular, medium to large-sized dogs that adapt to different climates by modifying their own fur according to their environment. Their appearance clearly reminds us of the wolf, and they are really beautiful dogs. We find Huskies in many different colours such as grey, black and traditional white, different combinations with red, brown, blonde or black. There are also completely white Huskies. The eyes are usually hazelnut brown or sky blue, although the species presents heterochromia in certain occasions, the mutation that makes them have an eye of each colour. Character. The Siberian Husky stands out for being a very extroverted and friendly dog. They are usually gentle and affectionate with whom they live. They occasionally show an alert behaviour at home, but they are not guard dogs that show aggressive behaviour with strangers at all. They are very intelligent and docile dogs, willing to be a loyal and hard-working member of what they consider their pack. They love to be mentally stimulated, so it will be very beneficial to play intelligence games and give them active exercise. Agility, for example, is a very good choice for them. Care. The Siberian Husky will need a regular and practically daily brushing when their hair is molting. They will also benefit from a monthly or bi-monthly bath to keep their fur clean. It is a dog that needs between 2 and 3 daily walks that add up to a total of 90 minutes. In addition, they will also need to exercise actively to release their accumulated energy. This is why the Husky is not a suitable dog for everyone. It needs an active family. Finally, we remind you that food is one of the most important parts of care that you should always offer, so always give them good quality feed. Food not only affects their coat, but also their health. Health problems in Huskies often arise when mating two Huskies that are directly related. This causes eye problems such as cataracts, corneal dystrophy, or progressive retinal atrophy. On the other hand, they also tend to suffer from dysplasia problems in the elbows or hips, although it's less frequent than eye problems. Education and training. A Husky is a docile breed when training them, although it will depend on each dog. Not every Husky is equally clever or curious. Each one has their own personality. To begin with, you will have to socialize the Husky puppy with different people and pets to make them sociable and balanced in their adult stage. Don't forget that Huskies respond very well to positive reinforcement, with which we will achieve very good results. Avoid punishment at all costs. Finally, you will have to train your dog in the basic training orders by dedicating 5 to 10 minutes a day to this activity. We hope you enjoyed this video. Like if you enjoyed it and follow us for more videos.
I'm a new soul, I came to this strange world hoping I could learn a bit about how to give and take. But since I came here, felt the joy and the fear.